Well, good afternoon and happy Bastille Day. I'm here in New Orleans, which is the, I guess, most French city in the United States, or considered such. And I didn't have cognac, so I'm drinking some Chambord, which is a pretty sweet liqueur. It's blended with cognac, so it's not super overly sweet, but it's a black raspberry liqueur that you use to make a Kir Royale or some other drinks, interesting cocktails. So that happened to be the only French distillate that I had. So I'm enjoying that in honor of the French Revolution. Which, interesting enough, was a lot like the American Revolution and only happened a few years later in history. And, being here in New Orleans where a lot of the same players were involved both in New Orleans and in the French Revolution, or on both sides, have a lot to do with here. And the interesting thing about France is, they're our oldest ally. A lot of people have a little bit of a disparaging attitude towards the French because the French are kind of known as being a little, snooty, or there's a reputation they have. I don't know. I've not been to France, so I really can't speak on it. But however, in history, a lot of people, you take the attitude that, well, if you weren't from America, you'd be speaking German now to the French people. Well, that's quite true. However, if it weren't for the French, we'd still be speaking with a British accent, because there's no way the Americans would have had a smoking chance in hell of winning the American Revolution without the aid of the French. So, we kind of owe each other. So I think our account is current with each other among ourselves, because, and I think everybody should remember that on both sides. Anyway, I just got through 2 days ago. It's my 60th birthday, and we celebrated at Jefes. I wanted to record yesterday, but I was still in recovery mode. It was a great night. I had friends who traveled in from as many as like 1,600 miles away: New Hampshire, Michigan, Nashville, Birmingham, North Mississippi, Dallas, all over Louisiana, all over the South. It was pretty amazing. I really felt the love of that many people coming in to celebrate my turning a milestone of 60 years old, which I was talking to basically a family member, but a niece-ish, who's in her early 30s, and talking about, well, man, when I was your age, I didn't know 60-year-olds were cool like this. So I don't know that I'm cool, but I feel like I'm not what I thought of 60-year-olds were when I was 30-something, that's for sure. For one thing, responsible is what I thought of all of them, and I'm certainly not a responsible individual. Not by a long shot. I like to live the good life a little too much. Enjoying my Chambord and my little mini cigar, because I had too many big ones over the weekend. So I'm just gonna have a little Villager Expo Maduro. Quite nice. You can smoke it in about 10-15 minutes, just enough to get you a little taste, flavor. It's nice. Only about, 12 bucks for that 5-pack. So yeah, not too expensive. The reason I had it at Dos Jefes is because that's a bar I'd been a regular at for a long time, and then started working there, and worked there for the better part of about 11 years as just a part-time bartender. But I had my 50th birthday celebration there, and I was there on my 40th birthday. I didn't really have a party per se, but I was there, and I probably spent pretty much every other birthday, maybe except with a few exceptions if I was out of town or something, but I'm pretty sure every birthday I was in town for, from like 37 until now, I went to Dos Jefes. It's an Uptown Cigar Bar. It's one of the few places you can still smoke in the city of New Orleans. They got grandfathered in when the smoking ban came around, so it's a great venue. They have live music 7 nights a week, an incredible selection of whatever type of liquor you want. I mean, they got a huge tequila selection, pretty good mezcal collection, rum, bourbon, scotch, Irish whiskey, cognacs. Very, very good selection. Of course, in vodka and gin, some good gins if you're really into martinis and things like that. It's really good, and a nice little upright case humidor, which has for a bar, a really incredible selection of cigars. Highly recommend if you're in New Orleans, go check it out. It's a great evening. Always fantastic musicians, and occasionally there will be just great musicians just come sit in. One night I was working, Gatemouth Brown showed up and jammed with the Joe Crowd, who was playing that night. Walter Wolfman Washington would come in. Alan Toussaint came in and jammed. It's really, you just don't see that anywhere or everywhere. It was kind of crazy to be turning 60. It's like I never wait a minute, when did I become the same age as old people? But I'm still living the life I like to live, and living at large, and living the Big Steve life with zero apologies at the top of my range, is all I have to say. We're probably going to talk a little bit more about New Orleans itself, because it's my city that truly has my soul. Just driving around today, running errands and doing. Yes, ran to go. I was really craving some red beans and rice and a shrimp po' boy, and I went and I ordered a 6-inch shrimp po' boy, which I swear is at least 8 inches long. This is not a little Subway 6-inch sandwich. This is enough for a meal, and a full thing of red beans and rice. It's this place called Sammy's. It's over on Elysian Fields, and pretty kind of a rundown neighborhood, but it's just, the food is fantastic, and it's just a New Orleans day. Just driving around just through the city, the craziness of this whole place is just really amazing, and it's why, it truly is my home is here, even though wasn't born here, don't live here now on a full-time basis, but I spent 20 years of my life here, and it is definitely my like they say, you can live in many cities, but there's only one city that lives in you, and that's New Orleans. So really, that's kind of my little philosophical, not rant, but just sort of waxing about my birthday, and a little nod to the celebration of Bastille Day, and that was another experiment like the American experiment, and working to become free. So until next time, Big Steve signing off, and keep on living at large.